Richard Milner joins us here. Rich, you can explain what on earth was going on with that Rally 3 car of yours, seeing it in the top 10 overall. How did that happen?
Great sales advert, wasn't it? No, I mean, I think these conditions this weekend have been absolutely perfect for that. You know, I think it goes to show what a great feeder series it is, what a great new category it is. And I think, honestly, the conditions that we saw this weekend being really slippery, there is no point in having 500 horsepower and however many hundreds of newton meters of torque. You know, you just can't use it all. But a combination of having usable power with the Rally 3, slightly different tyre compounds compared to what the Rally 1 guys are using, was what allowed them to do what they were doing with the stage times. But I think one of the key things to take away is, you know, you have to look, these guys are junior drivers. A lot of them don't have so much experience on these kind of events, and they're coming in and they're able to set those times. I just think it goes to show what a fantastic category it is. You know, a lot of them were faster than the Rally 2 drivers, so I think that again also goes to show that maybe jumping into Rally 2 too quickly is a big step. You can actually really hone your driving in Rally 3, and you know, everybody loves to see stories about dominating and being a bit of a giant killer, and what better way of doing it than in the third category car in the FIA pyramid as opposed to the second and the first one. So it won't be like that on all events, but I'm sure we'll see other times during this year where those kind of cars will be that competitive, and I think it's a fantastic market, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of manufacturers in there giving us and Maciek at M Sport Poland a bit of a hard time in competition and stuff, but you know, it could be a really, really incredible way to find new talent as well. You know, we were discussing this with somebody yesterday who was asking our opinion on what they wanted to do, and they wanted a selected WRC2 program, and I was trying my hardest and don't tell Malcolm, but trying the hardest to talk him out of a Rally 2 program, because I think you can spend the same money on probably getting double the events in a Rally 3 car. Just the attention you get, regardless of even if you're not necessarily in a championship, if you can set top times like that, you get the attention. You know, if you are in a highly populated Rally 2 field and you're learning, it's a great thing to do, but you don't get the attention, and if your program depends on partnerships and sponsorship, that can be very hard to achieve sometimes. So, you know, there's many different ways to look at Rally 3 and why people should try it.
Depending on the conditions, the car is more than capable of mixing it with the Rally 2 cars. The only thing that's really different is it's got a slightly different suspension and less power. Otherwise, it's quite similar to drive. In Croatia, we don't have so many bumps and jumps, so the suspension is not really a big issue. So as long as we can carry the speed, then we can keep up with the front runners and set some really good times compared to the Rally 2 cars. And also, there's been lots of mud this weekend, lots of cuts with deep mud, and I think having less power is actually an advantage for this car because we can carry the speed. We don't have to maybe go off the throttle as much as what you would do if you had more power. So yeah, the car is really fun to drive as well, so we really enjoyed it. Quite natural, I would say, because if you sit in a Rally 2 car, you're much further back in the car, you're sat down a bit lower, so it's a bit more difficult to actually see where you're going, but in the Rally 3 car you can have a really clear vision of the road, and it just feels really natural to drive. And also, yeah, it doesn't have as much power as a Rally 2 car, so you can be pretty aggressive with all your inputs, and it won't punish you too much. So yeah, it's really easy to drive.